Hi there, welcome to Unscripted with me, Grace Mselame. Now today we brought the show to Korogosho. The reason we're here is to celebrate the life of a lady whose existence impacted the lives of many, many children. Unfortunately, she passed on recently after a long battle with breast cancer. But one of her sons is here and he's keeping her legacy alive in ways that not many would dare step up to such a mantle. So come with me and let's meet this amazing young man. Hi.
Hi, Grace.
Mambo, Anthony.
Poa sana, karibu sana.
Thank you for having us.
You're welcome.
Tunashukuru.
Nafurahia mmekuja.
Thank you.
Karibuni sana.
Thank you. We can go in?
Yes, please.
Let's go.
This way.
Thank you.
This is our home. Karibu sana. This lady is called Mamakini.
Mamakini. Mambo.
Unatengeneza
lunch ama ni dinner?
Department ya kitchen sasa.
So this has been home for how long?
For the last 27 years.
Wow.
Yes. Mom was a very kind lady. I remember I met her when I was almost 13 years old.
Really?
Yes.
Where did you meet? How did you end up meeting Mom?
I ended up meeting her because she was my mom's best friend, my biological mom.
I see.
They used to work together at Insurance Plaza. They were hairdressers.
Oh,
Yes.
really?
Yes, they were.
Uh-huh.
So it happened that when Mama Elizabeth lost her elder sister,
Yeah.
who had 6 daughters, my mom jokingly told her, hey, kitu can happen here, I would love my kids to be taken by someone
Like you.
who is kind like you. 1 year later,
What happened?
she was gone. My mom, okay, I've never talked about it.
That's it.
So
How you met?
my mom got sick, you know, those early years. And I lost her to, I've never talked about it, but I lost her to HIV. And it really hit me hard. I was 12 years old,
Okay.
and I was about to turn 13 years.
I see.
So since mom, my biological mom and Mama Elizabeth were friends, so it happened that she lost one of her sisters.
I see.
And now my mom was like, hey, should something happen to me, I would love my kids to be taken by someone who cares as you. And, you know, 1 year later,
It happened.
she was gone.
So did she know?
I
think?
don't know, maybe she saw it coming.
Mother is, yeah.
My brothers could not understand, but I had gone to see her in the hospital and she was like, hey, you should take care of your brothers.
You're the firstborn?
Yes, I'm the firstborn.
Okay.
And 2 days later, I started seeing, you know, strangers streaming into our home. Now, it clicked.
And Mama's gone.
Something must have happened. So later I learned that she was normal. And that's when now things changed.
Okay.
You know, having a mom
Yeah.
who was caring and all that. And now things have really changed all of a sudden.
What happened after Mom passed?
And after mom passed, we found ourselves stranded. After it was right after Matanga and after Barrio. No one really wanted us.
So there were uncles, aunties, there was no one?
Yes. All they cared about was, you know, what we had, you know, small stuff.
So
That's all they
sad.
cared about. And you see, after mom's burial, we guys were stranded. Because people took even our own clothes. And we were
Watoto?
stranded.
They took clothes from children.
Walibeba nguo zetu za kuvaa
Na
kama
mkawachwa?
watoto. Tukawachwa just like that. Watu walishughulika na what we had. Kidogo. So it happened that Mama Elizabeth was there and she decided that, hey, you guys, no one really wants you.
Come.
And your mom was my best friend. So she took us in. And now it happened that, you know, the mzee, when she brought us to her home,
Oh, she was
initially, yes, she was married.
they had their own children?
Yes, and she has her 3 biological kids, yeah? Now when she took us in, remember, she had her own 3, and now she had her sister's 6, and now we are 4. So now we are 13. Now the hubby could not take it. He was like, hey, you have to choose the children, or you have to choose the marriage. Now this place where we are today,
Yeah, where are we?
this used to be, okay, her dad's place.
Really?
The dad was known as the founder of Korogosho. He was the one who was known as Mzee Korogosho.
I see.
au wengine ni kubandika.
Yeye ndiye alikuwa mwenyewe.
Yeye ndiye alikuwa mwenyewe. So mzee Korogosho, the structure hapa, now this used to be his place.
I see.
So when mom was told you have to go back to your dad's place, so we had to come.
Ninyi wote, you all
Sisi
came with
wote.
her? 13 of you?
Yes.
Wow.
So hapo akapeleka wengine SOS, the daughters. You know, kama mimi akanitafutia children's home inaitwa St. Charles Luanga.
Okay.
Iko Ruai, I and my brother. Later my brother, because my third born brother, he was a bit young. So the one who follows me, the one who is after, you know, after me, second born, ikabidi, he had to be moved from the children's home I was to Mahiga children's home so that he could take care of the other one.
I see.
Now my baby brother, who was 2 years old by that time, he was adopted.
Oh, he was?
Yes, by a popular family.
Oh.
Yes.
So he's with them to date? They raised
Things
him?
didn't turn out, you know,
Okay.
teeny, and things didn't go right.
But being in this home, being raised by this amazing woman, how was that experience like for you?
You know, this lady here,
Yeah.
she was the kindest person I've ever met.
Really?
Because you see, despite the fact that we were many, you could never tell who is biological and who is not.
Oh, yeah?
Because she treated us the
all
same.
the same.
If she was buying Christmas clothes,
Ninyi wote?
the same. Yani, no favors. No favors at all. And you know, most people were shocked actually to learn that I'm not, you know, biological.
Really?
Yes, because most people know me as one of her sons.
I see.
And I felt that since she was so kind and she extended the kindness to me and my brothers, and when no one really wanted us, I decided that I have to push her dreams.
Okay.
Yes, because she really wanted to build a better structure for the kids. Because you see, when it started here, at the hall, it started way back in 2012, yeah?
Okay.
It started just like a normal daycare.
Like a daycare?
Yes. And you know, people pay 30 bob up to today.
Really?
Yes, 30 bob. And mom was a generous type.
Okay. So she would ensure they're fed, they're
Yes,
taken care
they
of?
are fed and people wouldn't end up paying. Now, before we knew it, we had so many of them.
I see.
Because people here...
So from 13 to how many? It grew to a number of how many children?
Currently, we have 45 children depending on this place.
45
Directly
here?
or indirectly.
And
Yes.
sleeping in this home? Wangapi?
Yes, the ones who sleep in this place, they are 28. Yes,
Wow. In this space?
in this space. Every free space you see here is utilized to, when night falls, it becomes a bedroom. Because, you know, we have to put mattresses on the ground so that the kids can sleep.
Your mom was one of a kind. That's...
And you know, there was a time you could try telling her, Mommy, hey, watoto wametosha. Then she was like, hey, wachaneni na mimi na watoto. Yani, she had that big heart ya watoto, ya kusaidia. And you see, looking at this place, she had nothing much to give but love and kindness.
What happened to mom?
Mom was diagnosed with breast cancer in 2016. But looking at all of us, no one was stable.
Okay.
Because no one was employed.
Okay.
We were all struggling. So she decided to keep quiet.
Oh, she didn't tell any of you?
She didn't tell any of us.
Oh.
And
Could you tell mom was struggling, that she was...
No, at that time she was okay. Because, you know, she felt a lump on her breast. And, you know, I guess she was suspicious. Maybe she went for a test secretly.
Yeah.
But when she discovered what she had, she never wanted to, to tell us. So 2016, 2017, 2018 last year,
what happened?
She became sickly, she lost weight, she was moving one-sided. So now...
Were you able to afford any treatment at any point?
At that time, it was a struggle.
Yeah.
Quite a struggle. And that's when now, someone calls me and tells me, hey, unajua mama yako kuna cancer. Now, when I came to ask her, she called all of us. Now
told you
she broke the
officially.
news, and I'm telling you, Grace, no one could eat for 2 days.
By the time she was telling you she was stage 4?
Yes. Wow. By that time, now it was stage 4. And you see, it really took us by surprise. We were all shocked.
Yeah.
We've all known and heard about cancer, and it really shocked all of us.
Were you scared knowing that?
I was really heartbroken,
Yeah.
and it really hurt me because I knew, since it was at stage 4, I knew chances were, I was ready to give, I was ready to do anything in my power to see her survive. But then again, resources were scarce.
I'm sorry.
And unfortunately, my son, one of my sons, Nathan,
He's now a father of 3 children.
I have 3 sons.
Well done.
Yes. I have Humphrey, Nathan, and Jadon.
Okay.
And Nathan celebrates his birthday on 8th of February. So it's been a tradition. We skip 8th and we do it on Valentine's Day.
Why? Is that her birthday?
So that we can share with the other kids. Yes.
God
So
bless
being a day that people share love, so we always postpone it to 14th. Unfortunately, this year we couldn't do it because mom became sickly. I remember she came to see my son, Jadon, when he was born, in September.
Yeah.
She came to see him in hospital and she was working na side moja. And before I could take her to Hosi Kuna, my son, I had to buy her medication za pain first. So before we could, before I could allow her to come and see him. So later, 13th February, she was hospitalized for the first time at Kenyatta.
That was the very first time?
Yes.
Okay.
And you see, after that, she stayed there for almost 4 months.
Wow. How are you footing the bills?
We were paying cash first. Now, because, at that time we didn't have an NHF card for mom.
Okay.
So by the time now we are paying, before it became active, we had to use cash. Now you're told she has to eat special diet and all that and all that.
Hard.
It was really, really, really hard. Within that period, I lost so many friends. That's when I realized who is real and who is not.
Yeah.
Because when you post a nice photo of yourself,
I know.
comments,
Marafiki
likes,
ni wengi, when things are thick.
But when things are thick,
I know.
people will not even like your status, so that you don't know that, you don't find out that they saw you, and they couldn't do anything about it.
As we finish up this part, when you got the news that she's passed, I don't know, were you by her side or were you called that she's gone away? How was that moment like
before
for
she
you?
passed, at first she stayed there for 3-4 months. The first time she came home after chemo, and we were taking her for chemo. She was, she even improved. She even added weight. Really? She could walk around.
In fact, we were meant to come around October during Breast Cancer Month.
Now October,
and we spoke to her, and she seemed well.
Yes, and she was actually very happy.
Yeah.
And she had told me, hey, guess what, my son? She loved calling me my son. NTV called, blah, blah, blah.
Oh, really?
But unfortunately, after that, we had to take her back to hospital because she was suffering. The lungs were failing. Yes. So when we took her back to hospital, I remember at one point, I had the guts to ask one of the doctors, Doctor, I know you've seen many cases, and I want you to be honest with me.
Okay.
What are the chances of mom surviving?
What did he tell you?
She was taken by surprise, because I really wanted to know.
Yeah.
Because every time we talked with mom, she could tell me this and that, yeah? So she told me, yes, she told me, okay, she has chances, she has a chance, but they're slim.
Okay.
Why? The lungs are failing.
It had spread.
Yes. And I remember even in her deathbed, the last week, before now, she came to pass.
Yeah.
Before she lost her speech, because it came a point where she lost her speech and she couldn't talk, all she could do was stare at you, like her memory was normal. But before she lost the memory, she actually told me, Monga, she used to call me Monga. Monga, hawa watoto, hii ndo tulikuwa tumeanza na wewe ya kutaka kujengea better structure. I know the kids, as long as wako na wewe, niko sawa. And you know, she would talk of, I want to go home.
She was ready.
Yes, those were the last words she told me when I talked to her last. And after that, all we could, you know, every time we went back to hospital, she was on oxygen. She could not talk. You hold her hand and she would actually, you know, she would respond by pressing it. And I remember the last day before we got the call, I remember it was on a Thursday, and we went to see her, and
what happened?
She was not responding.
To even the...
Yes. All she did was look at us. She closed her eyes. And I remember at one point, alishtuka tu, akafungua macho mara moja, then akazifunga tena. And I remember her looking at me, and you know, I was petrified that she was gone. Now kesho yake, when I'm preparing kwenda Kenyatta, the biological daughter gets a call from Kenyatta, and when she called me, you know, I broke down.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, because I was praying to God, asking him, you know, if only he could allow us to spend Christmas with her. You know, she was always saying, Mungu asinichukue kabla sijaona the project go through. Because she had that love. You know, most of these watu wako around this place, it's either parents are drunkards, such that they cannot take care of the kids.
Children, yeah.
So mom never used to like that. Akiona hivyo anachukua mtoto, anaenda kwa chief, inakuwa mtoto akuyakae hapa nyumbani, apewe at least hiyo care. Hata kama she didn't have much, at least mtoto akule na akue akona mahali analala. So, you know, I really had a bad time explaining to some of the kids.
How are they coping since her passing?
You know, most of them were like, hey, shosho alikufa. And you know, but it has never hit them. Wengine jaiwa hit, you know, being kids.
Yeah.
And you know, up to date, my son actually asked me,
why shosho?
Uende hospitali kuna shosho, you know.
Yeah.
And then now it came ile point, anaona shosho anateremshwa kwa mchanga. Even to date, he keeps asking me those questions. Kwa nini shosho alifunikwa na mchanga?
Of course.
You know, I have to explain to him that I'm in the heaven, and he's like, why can't we go to heaven to see her?
As we finish up this part, what can you tell someone at home ule ako situation kama yako? Mama ameenda, baba yuko, na the just lack of hope. Unaweza mwambia nini?
Unaweza sema, you shouldn't lose hope. As long as you remain focused and put God first,
Amen.
You'll always go far. Losing hope, hiyo ndio inatuma at least watu wanaingia kwa drugs, wanaingia kwa crime. And I opted not to go that direction kwa sababu niko nikijua wengi nitakuja kupatia wengi hope. So hata kama yeye go through the same thing like kama mimi, lazima tukwe too strong, and you should never lose hope.
Welcome back to Unscripted. We are here at Korogosho at this lovely woman's home. I can feel her presence, her warmth, and meeting someone like you, knowing that she raised you. Such a fine young man.
Thank you.
Like I said in the intro, not many would think about others. When you yourself, you're trying to make a living, take care of your own family, but you've decided to keep your mom's legacy alive, and now you'll continue taking care of these children. What convicted you to do this? I
knew she had that love, and if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't be who I am today.
That's true.
She extended the kindness, and she entrusted me with the kids. And you know, now, looking at things from a different perspective, I see the purpose. Because God knew that this day would come.
Yes.
That,
and they would need you.
Yes. That I would be the one in charge of the kids. Now I have to give them hope every day. I have to ensure that they get, you know, they continue going to school and all that.
Okay. And how are you doing this? Because you are mom's support, so who's supporting you? How are you doing this?
Myself? I own a kinyozi and a nail bar.
Okay.
I was actually in trouble with the owner because of arrears. and you know, I was struggling to pay my rent because everything I got, I would channel it home to feed the kids. Because mom has always been doing it without support.
Kabisa, peke yake tu.
Peke yake. So ni sisi kama watoto tuko tuna contribute every, you know, like unaweza pewa duty ya kununua mchele. Kama mimi yangu ilikuwa ya kununua mchele kila wiki na unga.
Okay.
So
kila mtu na duty yake.
Kila mtu na duty yake. Okay. So that's how watoto walikuwa nakula.
So how are you doing it now?
Nilitangaza online. Okay. Someone had paid for my driving course at AA.
Wow.
At Buruburu. And I used to walk all the way from Umoja to AA, but niko nabeba chakula. Okay. So it happen, watu wanako curious, and you know people are cheeky. So they're like, hey, sheriff, unabeba chakula kama mtoto ni ya nini? Now that's when, you know,
they understood, that's why he's taking food.
Yes. Kwa sababu I would ask the teacher nipatie time kidogo, tukimaliza tu kama ni practicals ni kwa kwanza. So it happen kuwa watu wa my classmates wana joke. So that's when I told them, hey, don't joke, hata nakuaga napelekea mama chakula. Kwa sababu alikuwa kiniambia nikienda tukumuona na niambia, my son, kesho nataka kula kitu fulani. Okay. So juu ya fare niko natembea kutoka Umoja hadi Buruburu. Then nabeba hiyo chakula baada ya kurudi hadi home. Alafu lete huko. Ndio niende nayo Kenyatta. Okay. Ndio niende nayo Kenyatta. So unapata saa nyingine niko na 100 bob. Nikiingia gari kutoka Buruburu hadi House ni 50. Then hapo natembea kwenda na kurudi hadi then nigoje matatu ifike 50 ndio nifike Umoja. So it happened, watu hapo wakaanza, so ndio tukakuja na the group. Now the group was like, "Hi, kumbe your mom is sick and all that." So they came, they took photos. Okay. Now we started sharing. Good. So now that's how
they
it
know
all
about
started.
The home.
And yes, so that's how the story spread about.
When you come into this home, because I'm guessing her things are still here.
Yes.
Her pictures.
Yeah.
How is that for you?
It's difficult, and we were actually planning to give out her clothes, but we can't give them up around kwa sababu we don't want that reminder that uone mtu amevaa hiyo nguo. So tunataka kutafuta mahali kwa wa elderly people that hapo ndo tutapeana. Yes. Unajua picha tutaziacha tu kwa sababu hata tukisema ni kutoa hizi picha, ile picha kubwa iko kwa roho. Kama mimi najua kama mimi hata hajatoka hapa. And I've actually been, you know, nimekuwa nikisnob wale watu wananiambia ati let her go kwa sababu it's so fresh, you know,
it's very recent.
And it takes time to let go such a wonderful and kind person.
In fact, what will you remember her for most?
I remember her for
kufundisha watoto wako wafundisha
her kindness and selflessness. Okay. Kwa sababu mami hakuwa selfish. Clearly. And you know, all she could ever think of, even in her deathbed, ni watoto. Unaenda kumuona anakuuliza, sasa umekuja kuniona watoto wako aje? Watoto wanakula. She was actually alikuwa nakumbuka hadi Saturday ni siku ya chapati. So she's like, watoto walipikiwa chapati. Ako kwa kitanda, imagine. Nakuuliza watoto wamepikiwa chapati. Nani amepika? Wameshiba. Yani she was always worried about the kids. Okay. And you know, some of these kids yani imewahit kwa sababu saa zingine unaweza ona hivi unaangalia unaona wanakumbuka shosho, you know.
I know.
That's why unaona kama sasa wengine wanavaa hizo t-shirts. They don't want to let go.
How did you become this man? I want you to talk to young men at home who, like you say, would lose themselves either to drugs or crime. What can you tell that young man?
It's a matter of choice. You make decisions that you know, you would want your kids to emulate.
Okay.
And you see, kama hapa sa mtaani unapata mini role model ya wengi.
I can see.
Kwa sababu parents call me and ask me talk to my son, talk to my daughter. Okay. And the good thing the good thing about it is that they listen to me. Right. And unaona watu na
take on leader.
Yes, thankfully ni Mungu, ni grace tu ya Mungu.
Amen.
So unapata muongelesha wengi.
Okay.
At least
nini kupatia hiyo nguvu na hiyo uwezo?
Mufikiria hivi naona grace, to be honest. Watu yetu blood yetu wakututaka. And mtu ali make a difference kwa life yangu. Ni mtu we are not even related.
Imagine.
So hata mimi nafika mahali naona whatever she started mimi ndio nitaendeleza. Unaona? Kwa sababu I guess she had seen it in me. Because ndani nimeumbwa, sijaumbwa nikiwa perfect.
None of
but
us.
Yes, none of us is perfect. I have my flaws, but again, deep down, I'm that soft. You know, sipendi kuona mwingine akisafa. Yes. So I guess ni hivyo tu niko tu.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
I think on the third part you're going to take us somewhere.
Yes.
You're going to take us around. Yes.
Yeah.
Welcome back to Unscripted. As we wrap up the show, Anthony, tell me about this home. Niambie.
Sasa hapa, Grace, this is our sitting room. If you come here jioni, traffic inaanzaga pale.
Kivipi?
Tutoto. Tumekaa viti zimekaliwa, lakini hadi huku chini ni watoto. Kwa sababu at the end of the day tunakujaga pande hiyo wote. So unapata
wangapi? Wanaishi hapa 28.
Wenye sawa nakaa hapa ni 28.
Alafu ni what age?
Kwa sababu ni 2 to 17. Yes. Then we have others. Sasa wale wanakuja wanakula meals, wanaenda juu ya structure. Kwa sababu hakuna mahali pa kuaccommodate.
Sasa wakienda wanalala wapi hao?
So unapata mtu ako kwa shosho yake.
Okay.
But sasa mama alikuwa akitaka wakue mahali pamoja. That's why tukipata better structure, mtawarudisha wapi? Wote wakue mahali pamoja.
Is your dream to build that home for her?
Yes, because she told me I should never give up with the project. So
tell me,
mbeleni this used to be our kitchen. Sasa siku hizi tupikia hapo sana.
Okay.
Tunapikia at least nje. Juu unaona kama saa hii kuna joto. Yes. Yeah. Kama saa umeangalia umeona leo kuna pigo mabati, ni kwa sababu mabati zilikuwa hapa zilikuwa mbovu sana.
I see.
Na sasa tukuja nikuonyeshe.
So
sasa hii
space, some of the challenges.
Grace, ukikuja usiku hapa, hii ni bedroom.
Siwezi pita hapa tu hivi.
Kuna ule analala hapa, kuna ule analala pale, kuna mattress inaanguka hapa, so girls.
I see.
Pande hii.
Okay. Vijana.
Space yote. This was mom's bedroom.
Okay.
So ukikuja hapa, isipokuwa ni hivi vitu ni mingi hapa. Kuna huku ndani. Ukichungulia pale unaona hizi ni store. Sasa hii ni store for now today.
So this is the food itabaki paka 28.
Yeah. Hii ni chakula yenye nimepewa na watu. So mbeleni ilikuwa hii ni store, lakini sasa nataka itengenezwe shelves so that food isiharibike, ndio iekelewe. Kuna group kadhaa zimeshikana, ndio hata zinipatia pesa ya kuunda. Yes. Hao wamenishikilia sana hizo charity groups. So huku wakati hakuna unga, pia mattress zinaanguka hii style.
Mtafuta mahali ya kulala.
So boys wanalala huku.
I see.
Unaona? So tukikuja pande nyingine, these are humble home, and hii ndio mabati nimesema itolewe.
Hii hapa nyuma?
Yes. So tukikuja mahali kama hapa
kuna nini?
Hapa pia ni structure nyingine ya kulalwa. Ukiangalia sasa, this Mamakini and her kids.
I see. The one who was cooking, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So ikifika usiku, mattresses zinaanguka chini. Unaona?
Wanalala hapa pia.
Wanalala hapa.
Okay.
Kwa sababu sasa hakuna mahali pengine pa kulala. Lakini looking at this structure, unaona venye iko.
It's not sustainable.
It's not sustainable. Hii inaanguka sasa. Ndio maana sasa mama alikuwa determined kuijenga ikuwe drums chini na juu.
Got it.
Unaona? Ndio at least tuweze kuaccommodate watoto wote sasa vizuri na wako safe zaidi. Juu kama sasa kunanyesha ni challenging.
Yes, I can
challenging
imagine.
sana. Unaona kama hii inazidi tuku, matope inazidi kutoka kwa sababu unaona vikingi ndio hizi ni kukulika. So hapa before hata tuipatie first aid, hapa ilikuwa mahali unakuja unakuwa uko ndani lakini uko nje.
I'm telling you. Na bado hapo ni watu wanalala.
Na bado wanalala hapa ndani. So ina serve saa zingine kama kitchen stroke, So mimi nikigrow hapa, this used to be my palace.
Uongo. Nani ako hapo sasa?
Sasa ni brother yangu. Karibu ndani.
Thank you. This was your hata kuna TV hapa.
Hii ilikuwa kingdom yangu sasa.
King, all right.
Na sasa fani na
doze hapo na watch TV.
Natulia pale na chill. So unapata kama saa hii una utu viti aka na kale. Hizi ni zile ni remind of my biological mom sasa. Kwa sababu hadi hizi covers hizi za hiyo enzi zilikuwa za madhangu sasa.
Imagine.
So hizi ndio vitu pekee tulipata. Unaona?
But also that shows it's... May God open ways you get support that, you know,
Amen.
we can have new stuff here.
Amen. I was an angry kid. Nilikuwa very bitter na life kwa sababu nilikuwa nashindwa. Mamangu nakumbuka nilikwambia words zake za mwisho zenye niliongea na yeye akiniambia take care of your brothers. And you know, sasa hiyo mimi niko kadogo. So nimepewa responsibilities zenye sielewi, mimi mwenyewe ni mtoto. Alafu the fact that my mom sasa alikufa na hiyo HIV. And by that time sasa niko nikiangalia naona it was a shame, you know. And like kama the stigma was, you know, and I never used to talk about it until today. So unapata...
Thank you for sharing on our show. We appreciate the courage.
So how, you know, sasa nimegain courage. So unapata ikafika mahali nikaa niko mgonjwa sana, nikakuwa na anemia, ikasemekana mara niko na depression, and I almost died kwa sababu nilikaa Kenyatta for 9 weeks. And of which hizo 9 weeks ungekuja 7 weeks ungekuja kuniona, singejua hata ni nani umekuja kuniona.
Nini nilikutoa kwa hiyo place? How did you overcome
Daktari.
that?
Ama daktari ni, you know, they saved my life, and after that nilikuwa nikiota Mungu ananionyesha dream ya akinionyesha, you know, mambo ikiwa mzuri huko mbeleni. So kutoka hapo nikatoka hapo nikiwa positive. Kwa sababu hata venye nilipona madaktari, kila mtu alikuwa na celebrate, wanasema mimi ni miracle. Everyone mwenye kwa kileto kwa hiyo ward alikuwa nakufa. But somehow Mungu alinisave.
So from that day
nikaamua I look at life be different, be positive. So sitakagi ati mambo ati nishinde nikijistress.
Utaki ma stress na sadness. I like
so
that. We're keeping this energy in 2020.
So these are, you know, our bathroom.
I see. Kila mtu sasa.
So hapa ndio ukitaka kwenda mahali unaekelea karai hapa, unaogea hapa. So hapa Grace ukiangalia CCTV.
This guy.
CCTV so unaoga ukiwa macho.
Nakwambia.
Usiku unaoga na mwingine.
Na kuna mwingine anakuwa napo.
Anafanya window shopping. So lazima tukukue.
Ukwe rada.
Lazima ukwe tu rada. So like 3 months ago we never used to have a good toilet kama hii. So hii tulitengeneza before mom sasa akuja kulemewa. Hii
sasa ndio kujisaidia.
Sasa hii ni toilet. So na mbeleni ilikuwa iko hali mbaya such that ungekuja ukiwa uko pressed, ungeopt kurudi mahali huko ulikuwa umetoka nayo kwa sababu ilikuwa it was that bad. But sasa tuna thank God.
Amen.
This was the last thing mama alifanya, sasa alisimamia ikafanywa. Na tutakuwa
tunamkumbuka nayo. She's handed over to Anthony.
Yes.
To take this to greater heights.
Yes.
I'm praying and believing that, you know, there's someone at home, even us, whoever who can step in and just let's help realize your dream come to life.
Tutafurahi sana.
There's no better way for us to end the year, amaje.
Hakuna kitu mzuri naweza pewa kama kuona hao watoto ndoto ya mom imetimia. Kuna wale watoto lazima bado nianze kutafuta watu wanaweza walipia shule next year.
Exactly.
So naanza kuchangamka mapema. I've always, you know, for the last like 8 months nimekuwa tu up and down. Sijaipata ile time atinaweza kaa chini nipumzike. Na kulingana na job yangu hiyo niko nikwambia ilikuwa ina struggle, so usiku I write article, I do article writing.
For where? For what do you
write? For guys, unajua hizi jobs za online.
Oh, nice.
Mtu anakupatia tu articles tu ili una write, unapata kitu extra. But kama sasa hivi mwenye job. Why? People are afraid to miss deadlines. Kwa sababu nimeshinda hapa niko exhausted, so nikienda unashikwa na ile writer's block. You are not thinking.
But I still hope there's someone listening. He's a writer.
Yes,
so if you're looking for writers, Anthony Yuko.
Kabisa.
Let's go meet the kids.
This is where the kids spend their time.
And this is where it all started, in this
Yes, this is where it all started. And you see, when it started, ilianza tu just like a normal daycare.
Okay.
So watu walikuwa wanalipa 30 shillings. To date, ijai change. Na hadi saa hii ukiongeza ikwe 50, watawaleta.
Wow.
So
you've maintained it hivyo?
We've maintained it that way. Na unfortunately, even wale walikuwa kilipaga, after commit show.
After kupass.
Unajua sasa shosho alikuwa ameshafika mahali ukikuja umwambie ukupata pesa ana shughuli. So wakazoea hivyo. So ikabaki tunaangalia tu watoto kwa sababu hiyo ndio furaha ya mama.
Now Anthony?
Yes.
Thank you so much for bringing us here, meeting the children. And as Team Unscripted, myself behind the camera, people outside, we couldn't come here na tuende hivyo empty-handed. It's that time of the year, and I keep saying this is something we should do all through the year. We need to give these children a good Christmas, a good end of the year, and hope for 2020. So I have Team Unscripted ladies who are followers of the show, wameleta zawadi za watoto, tuko na nguo, tuko na chakula, just to bless your Christmas.
Asante sana.
Yes, and also we bought some tunaita mabati kwa Kiswahili to fix the situation. And please, when you do, tutumie picha tuone, tuamini imefanyika, and we keep praying, and may God enable you.
Thank you so much. Kwa sababu we are always grateful kupokea wageni kwa sababu I believe together that's the only time tunaweza fanya hii dream ya mama ikue reality, kwa sababu even after losing her to cancer, her dream shouldn't die with her and her legacy should go on. And you see, after getting a better structure, I'll actually try to register it, fully, nione how far I'll get. And I'm hoping that with you guys, nitasimama na mimi hadi the last minute. Kwa sababu na believe I can't do it alone, but with help ya mwingine tunaweza. Shukran sana na tunapenda wageni kabisa. Shukran sana.
Let's go to the kids now, and Merry Christmas at home.
Hi guys.
Happy New Year.
Sasa mna meet wageni wetu. Mtaambiaje? Mtaambiaje? Mbona sisikii sauti? Kama watu wamekula sembe. Hata kama ni kamchele, si ndio? Lazima.
Sorry? And welcome. Thank you. Nathan Salimia. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, sorry, Baba. Thank you. Come. Jo nipatie hug. Hujanisalimia? I'm sorry. Jo. Good girl. Merry Christmas.
Semeni Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. And Happy New.
Kuna venye ni warembo.
And Happy New Year. Happy New. God bless you, Baba.
Unakama utu. Unakama utu. Aka.
Bless you, Mama. Mungu akubariki.
Where is Collins? Hawa ni waperu moja. Hawa tu endagi hadi shule. So nila kuwachukua ndio. Nijue ndachangamuka.
Happy New Year.
Manze. Sasa kama ako unaonekana pakua kako primary school kako.
This is how we're wrapping the show. Special thanks to all of you for watching at home. We wish you a happy, prosperous New Year. And remember, this is what life is about. Reaching out and helping the next person. You never know who you're going to bless. Until next year, goodbye and God bless. Say bye-bye.